The Celestine Streetfest is this Saturday, all day, back to one-day event. Joining us in the studio, we have people from the Leadership Committee. Joining us in the studio are Schnell and Tony Buechler. And the Celestine Streetfest is back to one day. Let's talk about the Celestine Streetfest.
Thanks for having us first, Bill. We always appreciate coming in and spreading the word about our event.
Well, you're going to have a lot of fun this weekend. And it's back to one day?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so first off, we need to thank everybody, including you all, for all the support last year for the 175th. It came off as great as we hoped. It was very hot, but it came off great. Phenomenal. We had an incredible 175th. The county came out, the region came out, big crowds, lots of fun. We raised a bunch of money that got distributed out to the community. So first off, thank you.
All right, now give me 10 reasons I should go to the Celestine.
Oh boy, there's a whole bunch. So the first off, and Dawn knows this too, it is a really fun day. We're back, Streetfest began as a one-day event, and now we're back to a one-day event as we're kind of contracted down. But most of the things we did last year are squeezed into one day. So it's
jam-packed.
Yeah, it is a 8 a.m. through 1 a.m. day full of fun, a lot of food, a lot of drink, a lot of things to do, and I'm a thrifty person. Free, free to attend. You don't have to pay to get into a beer garden. You don't have to pay to park. There's some games and rides and stuff that may cost a little bit of money, but you can come out and have a great time on a low budget.
Okay, and you do this because of sponsors.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a lot of great sponsors that help us out throughout the year, just not financially, but with their time. I mean, it's so wonderful to be from such a small community like we have in Du Bois County, but in particular Celestine, just the neighbors, the family, the friends, the local organizations throughout the entire county come up and help us out to make this successful every year.
Okay. And who are those sponsors you'd like to?
Well,
I mean, if you look at the back of your shirt, you got a ton of them.
Oh yeah,
probably got some top.
Well, there's two different sets of things. The Street Fest makes happen. There really is no Celestine Streetfest. It's a small group that organizes meetings and makes sure that we go. That event is really put on by 6 organizations that all divvy up big parts, and that would be the Celestine Community Club, the Celestine Volunteer Fire Department, the Celestine Park, the Celestine Knights of Columbus, the Celestine PTO, and then the St. Isidore Parish hosts the event. Our event is completely on their grounds. So that's the big part, but then, we've got a flyer. It's all on the internet. I mean, I don't know how many names are on this thing, 50 to 100, but we do have a lead tier of sponsors who really step up and make it happen, and we definitely appreciate you letting us thank them. That would be Betts's Herbs and More, Du Bois County Tire, the Du Bois Visitor Center Tourism Commission, Craig Hanneman, Edward Jones, Ferdinand Farmers Insurance, newest business in Celestine, Lake Time Marine and RV Center, Master Brand Cabinets, Riker Chiropractic, Sander Catering, Sander Processing, and then TransCanada's Charitable Foundation, who operate the gas pipeline that's based in Celestine.
Now, we all know where Celestine is, and Celestine is not a huge town. Where is all of the fest? Is it all in one area?
Yeah, everything is up on the church grounds, up on the hill. Okay. So right there in the parking lot is where you'll find all of the food. You'll find big tents, so we have shade for everyone to go up there and sit. We have the main stage. The car show is at the Celestine Park, which is just a little walk through the little trail there. But everything is right up in one area.
Okay, now you say it's in the parking lot, so what about parking?
Well, so there are a couple benefits to the parking lot. Celestine, for those of you that maybe have never hung out in Celestine, it ain't flat. It's very hilly. So this is the biggest flat paved area in town, which means rain's not a problem because it's on top of a hill and it's paved. It means that we've got tents for 1,000 people to sit under tents. So it's going to be end of June. It's going to be hot. But we got tents and fans. But so we park cars on the nearby hillsides, adjacent to the church grounds. The main church hill, which is paved, we kind of asked the top third of that to be for elderly and people who need more accessible parking. There is a drop-off where you can kind of pull up to the west side of Celestine Church, drop people off. And then there's parking through the community, which is a pretty brief walk, up a hill. Oh, yeah. If we get caught with a surprise, we got some backup plans that if we would get a surprise rain shower, tonight into tomorrow morning or something, that would make we're firming up where it looks like we're going to be able to park in the grass. But if something would surprise us, we got some backup plans where we'll be able to shuttle some people up the hill.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the schedule for the day.
Yeah.
So, Dawn, you're going to start with the morning, and Tony will do the
Yes,
afternoon.
we have some jam-packed things going on early in the day. We start off at 8 a.m. with the car show, and that is at the Celestine Park. Registration is from 8 to noon, and then they'll have car awards at 2:30. The tractor show is also at 8 a.m. and the tractor show will be located where this year?
Near the
park?
cemetery, kind of down from the Celestine Fire Department is where the tractors will line up tomorrow.
And then also at 8 a.m. we have the Super 5K Run and Walk, which is a 4-mile distance. Those people who like a challenge, they're gonna get some hills in there, but it's gonna be a fun event. And you will register at the Celestine Parish Hall for that. And then there's a free kids run that starts at 9 a.m. for those little ones that don't want to go the distance but like to participate. The hamburger stand, which has a lot of great food this year as well, will open at 10. And then we have a really cool new ride, we call it like the bungee trampoline jumper. That will happen at 10 to 2 up on the hill, right around all the other kids' games that open and happen from 10 to 4.
Have you ever seen a bungee trampoline?
Yes. Yeah,
where
pretty cool.
You're in a little harness and you're jumping on a trampoline, but you've got bungee cords so
And
that
they can
you can
flip.
get
You're
10,
pretty
15
high.
in the air.
Yeah.
You can do, and it's only $5 a ride. Going to be very, very reasonably priced. We're not looking to make money on it. We're looking to provide fun for kids. We know that the kids that come and do that, they'll remember they did that when they go back to school in the fall.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we also have a lot of kids inflatables that will be up right next to the church. Those will run from 10 to 8. And then at 10 o'clock, you can sign up for some fun kids races. And then there's those races will be happening at 10:30 to 1. Hot wheel race, kiddie tractor pull, pedal tractor pull. And then we have some good entertainment that starts at 11 o'clock on the main stage. We have the DuBois County Cloggers that are going to be performing for us. And then we also have a sheephead tourney at 12 o'clock. Sign up is at 11:30, and we get a pretty nice crowd that comes up there.
It's one of the biggest in the county.
Yeah, sheephead is very popular in DuBois County,
Yeah.
especially in our area. And then that German beer garden, that opens at noon. Everybody will be thirsty, so we'll be ready for them at noon. One thing that I wanted to highlight that is new this year that's going to be a lot of fun for all ages, at 1 o'clock we're going to have a community scavenger hunt. Now this is like a photo scavenger hunt. So people who are in it, with teams of 5, they go around Celestine, they'll get clues or they'll have a sheet of paper and they'll have to take photos of something or with someone or their team doing something. So it is not going across any major roads. So the little kids, you can get a team of 8-year-olds, you can get some girlfriends, you can get grandparents with your grandchildren. It is a mix of fun for all ages, and there are going to be some really cool prizes for that as well.
And how do you register for that?
That is, we will have up on the main stage area, there will just be a table and they can just come up and register for that anytime in the morning. Just sign your team up.
And then you get like a list and you go.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Free, but we also have cash prizes for people that win. So
Yeah, there's some goodie baskets, things like that. So it'll be I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of cool teams that are forming together.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah, and then we have 2 o'clock, we have that WBDC Farewell Tour, the cornhole tourney, is when you can sign up at 2 under the main tent, and that tourney will begin at 3.
Excellent. And then it keeps going. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of activities in the morning. But the
morning and early afternoon is definitely family fun oriented time. The kids' booths and stands stay open until 4 o'clock. So then kind of on from 4 o'clock on, definitely a little more adult time. There's still going to be plenty of kids game. The bungee jumper and the inflatables will continue to be open. The kids' booths will close. But so 4 o'clock on is where we kind of maybe pivot more to the evening to where it becomes definitely more adult friendly than just family friendly. So 4 o'clock, we got a couple of interesting things. So we're on the church hill. So they moved church up to 4 o'clock. So we'll have Catholic Mass at St. Celestine Church. We have a brand new pastor whose first weekend is this weekend, whose bedroom is pointed at our stage. So you can come up at 4 o'clock and meet our new pastor, Father Jeff Reed at St. Isidore Parish. And it's air conditioned. The church is open all day if it's hot, and people can pop in there and get some air conditioning. So church happens at 4. The dinner stand also opens at 4. And we've got a couple of headline food items this year. We're going to have some classic Celestine fried chicken. We can't have an event Celestine without Celestine style fried chicken. We're going to have half racks of barbecue ribs. And then we're going to have a brand new item that the Celestine Park runs the dinner stand that they're experimenting with. We're going to have pulled pork nachos. So you're going to have barbecue pulled pork with some queso cheese and some other toppings on top of some tortilla chips. We think those are going to be a pretty good hit. Then the sandwich stand is packed. We probably have the widest menu in that sandwich stand between hamburgers and bratwurst and
grilled chicken sandwiches,
tenderloin sandwiches, turkey tenders,
haystack potatoes,
ribeye sandwiches, potato wedges. It's a deep menu. You can definitely come and eat all day and not be bored with the food choices.
Can't walk away hungry.
And we've got a bunch of charitable groups that come up that we let them set stands up that benefit kids in the Northeast Du Bois area. So we'll have elephant ears and lemonade shake-ups,
ice cream sandwiches,
Boy Scout cobbler. A lot of great options there. So 4 o'clock is church. 4 o'clock is the dinner stand. Church will be over about 5. That's when the dinner crowd will go crazy when 500-600 people empty out of church and all come over and get in line for food. So we've often had music in that dinner time area, time frame. We're going to try something new this year. We always look at this event, and it's awesome to see all the, Dawn and I grew up in Celestine, and we still live in Celestine. But we see all these people that we went to school with and hung out with who come back for the weekend, that, come to this event. It's 4th of July week. Maybe they got the week off, and they're coming home to see family and stuff. There's a real family reunion atmosphere to the Street Fest. So we decided, hey, let's have some family reunion style games. So we're inviting teams. We're calling it the Good Time Games. Ty Hunter and I are going to MC it. It's going to happen right in front of the main stage of teams of 5. It's free to enter. Again, there'll be prizes for winning teams. Just a lot of easy, 5-year-olds could do these games. 85-year-olds could do these games. So there's details on CelestineIndiana.com and our Facebook page of how you can form a team and come up and register. We're going to do that from 5 to 7. We're going to have a 240 wheel that will be new this year with cash rounds. We're going to be running that from 5 to 7. So we know there'll be a lot of activity and interesting, odd things to watch. One of the games is you're going to have to stack so many Oreos on your forehead in a tower.
Definitely the minute to win it type.
Yeah,
atmosphere.
nothing hard, nothing embarrassing, maybe silly, but nothing that you're going to get dirty or messy. But we're looking to have a bunch of family reunion kind of fun. And we've got a number of teams coming together for that. And I know it'll be very entertaining for people to watch while we're eating.
Yeah.
We've also got something pretty... So the mechanical bungee jumper will still be going at that point in time. But then in the dinner time, we were told, hey, 175th, a lot of people put a lot of work in the community. They may not have gotten to enjoy the fest enough themselves last year because we were hosting. So let's have something fun that maybe the community could have fun. That's where the games came from, and we booked a mechanical bull with a giant inflatable pit. It's going to be $5 a ride, or you can. I know you'll be first in line for an unlimited bracelet for $10, and that's going to be right in the dead middle of the fest grounds, to where people can watch it from all the booths and from the beer garden. And we know that there's going to be a line of people hopping on that mechanical bull. So that's going to happen from 6 until 11. So it's going to bleed into beer garden time. So, so then we know what'll really draw people maybe from outside the area who looking for a free activity to do is we're bringing a John Mellencamp tribute band in from Chicago. And I've gone and seen this band a couple of times. I paid $25 in Bloomington to see them play. They're going to be absolutely free. So they'll come up and do a 2-hour show of John Mellencamp music, and then they'll switch and play about an hour and a half of 80s and 70s and 70s, 80s, 90s rock music as well. But what's unique about this Mellencamp tribute band, they're called Melon Cougar, and we got lots of videos and stuff up on our Facebook page. There are, since we're here in southern Indiana, there are former John Mellencamp band members who've left the band or retired who miss it. And they play with this band. So we have 2 former band members who played and toured with John Mellencamp a long time, played on a lot of records. A bass player named Toby Myers who lives in Little Nashville, and a keyboard player named Mo ZMD who now lives in Fort Wayne. that, a couple times a year they come out and get up with these guys and play. And then our third special guest is a local guy. He lives in Boonville and he works here in Du Bois County. His name is Bobby Clark. He headlined our fest before. He wrote John Mellencamp's single from his last album called Grandview, about Grandview, Indiana, just down the road. So he's going to hop up, and he sings Mellencamp music incredibly, and he's got a bunch of stage charisma like Mellencamp. So we'll have a lot of special guests, but so that's from 7 to 10:30, that music. So that'll take us through the family, adult time, and then we'll be dark at 10:30, and then that's when we make the switch over to where it's pretty much beer garden fun time, and Ty Hunter and Boogie Tunes Entertainment will be DJing, and we will have a crowd of people dancing and having a great time until 1 a.m. when we turn the music off and say, everybody, you need to go home. So
sounds like a great day.
Nothing happening at all. No fun being had. None. There will be nothing.
Plenty going on. It's
lying through my teeth.
Well, before we were on the air, you said there's 4 F's about this fest.
Well, so fun.
Okay.
Food. Fundraising. So ultimately, people have been asking. Okay, Streetfest was a fundraiser to put on the 175th, and we distributed $160,000 through Streetfest and the 175th, something like that. No small fundraiser to raise that money over a number of years. So this year, now that there's nothing we're building towards,
for a while, yes.
So now it is a common fundraiser between those 6 groups: the fire department, the church, the park, the club, the Knights of Columbus, and the parent-teacher organization. And so the money will be granted out to those groups at the end of the year once all the books close for the year. So it is a fundraiser. We hope people come out and have a great time, but that they know, they're supporting Celestine, and those organizations serve a lot of people and do a lot of great stuff. And they've done all kinds of awesome stuff with the 175th money that was distributed out. If you've been in Celestine lately, there's been some great improvements at the Celestine Community Club, and the Celestine Park has been doing some amazing upgrades, and a lot of awesome stuff has been happening. But yeah, so fun, fundraising, food, and more fun. Because it is a fun day. We are ultimately bringing people together to have a great time.
Yeah.
All right, all day in Celestine on Saturday from 8 a.m. till 1 a.m. Sunday morning. Something for everyone, no matter what. Family fest going on.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to both of you for coming in today.
Thank you,
Bill.
We have had as our guests on the leadership team at the Celestine Streetfest. That is Don Schnell and Tony Buechler. Thank you two for coming in.
you.
See you at the Celestine Streetfest this Saturday. Thanks for watching WJTS. Local people watching local people.